Hello. So today we shall be diving into wood processing topic. In this topic, we shall be looking at how wood is being processed from the forest to finished product. Okay, wood processing actually is an engineering discipline encompassing the production of forest products like pulp, paper, and construction materials. It involves transforming materials or timber into various useful forms. Okay, so when we are converting raw timber into various useful forms, then we say we are processing wood, right? And still in this wood processing is also the process where wood, damaged wood can be recovered and also new product can be made. Okay, so let's talk about different categories of wood products. Okay, number one, we have the sawn timber. These are fundamental construction wood materials that can be used for various purposes. Okay, another product that we get from wood taken from the forest is wood-based panels. These are engineered wood products that are done in the laboratory. Another category of wood product we have is known as wood chips that literally two or small portion of wood, and they are used for pulps and paper and some other products. Another category of another category of wood product is the production of paper uh, and some other essential materials for communication. Okay, paper, jotters, any form of materials for communicating. As also, we also use it for packaging. Okay, packaging like cartons. Then miscellaneous too, other purposes. We use wood in making poles. Okay, pole that we use for our electricity. We use it in making railway sleepers and so on and so forth. So wood product categories are in different forms. Okay, these are just some of the list. All right. Now let's look at the technological advancement in wood processing. Many years ago, when there was no technology or where we are operating under technology, processing of wood can be very tedious. But with time, there have been an advancement in technology when processing wood. And this advancement has really gained a lot of extraordinary advances. And some of these advancements are enhanced recovery rates. When you go to the forest to get wood for processing, sometimes some of these wood are already getting damaged. But with the advancement of technology, there is a way you can recover even damaged wood or timber. Another advancement is the aspect of increased durability and protection. With technological advancement in wood processing, you can make a wood to last longer even than is expected. Wood that can stay on a norm for maybe 5 years. With advancement in technology, you can make such wood to last as long as 20 years, 30 years, depending on the materials or the chemicals used on it. Okay, so advancement in technology has helped in durability of wood and also protecting or protection of wood. Technological advancement in wood processing has also helped in the utilization of NTFP, that is non-timber forest products like bamboo. With the technological advancement, bamboo have been put into use for different purposes. Initially, bamboos were not something that are reckoned with. in the wood industry many years ago. But with the advancement in technology, these non-timber forest products have been put into use. Okay, and lastly, technological advancement in wood processing has helped in the production of wood panels. Okay, new products such as wood panels. In the past, there is nothing like wood panels, but today we have wood panels, as you can see here, because of the advancement in technology. So we can say that these are the benefits that technology has brought into the processing of wood. Okay, all right. Innovation disparity. Despite the advancement in technology, these advancements are not uniform. There are some aspects that the rate of advancement is very high, while some other aspects the rate of advancement is very, very low. For example, now in the production of panels, the advancement is so high. Significant innovation has taken place in this category. Okay, but in the aspect of sawmilling or advancement in technology has not really been very high, as lower adoption of new technologies in this aspect of wood processing. So that is the disparity there. So while panel product is gaining a lot of technologies, new technologies, sawmilling is very, very slow. The same process that have been occurring in the past. All right. Now, let's talk about the 6 steps to successful tree felling. If you go to the forest and you want to fell a tree, you must follow these 6 steps. Okay. Felling trees require correct working techniques for safety and efficiency. If these techniques are not followed, there may likely be accident in the forest, or probably the damaging of the wood itself or the timber itself. So this guide outlines essential steps for a successful and safe tree removal process. All right. So without further ado, let's dive into these steps. Now, step one is to plan ahead. The first thing before you go into felling of tree, you must plan ahead. Preparation is very, very key. There is a common saying that says proper preparation prevents poor performance. And what you do when planning ahead, you must consider some factors before going to fell a tree. Number one, you must consider major obstacles. As you're going to the forest, you must consider overhead lines that may be damaged while you are bringing in the, the tree. Consider the road. The road must be considered whether the road is motorable or not. Okay, and the buildings around too. So while you're bringing the wood, the tree, while you're bringing the wood, shouldn't damage people's houses or damage the road or destroy overhead lines. So all these things are obstacles that may affect the transportation of the wood after felling. Another thing you must take note of at your plan is deploy warning sign. Deploying of warning sign if the work area crosses road or frequented path. If the work area where the felling is taking place is around the roadside, then you must place a warning sign on the road so that whoever is coming will not go ahead and have a head-on um, a head-on collision with the wood, the falling wood. So you give a warning sign, and for the obstacles too, you make sure that these obstacles are well taken care of. Then you give a warning sign for those that are coming around the area where wood have fell. All right. So proper planning actually minimize risk and streamline the entire operation. So if you don't plan well, then you might not likely succeed in felling your tree. So step one is to plan ahead. Plan ahead. So after plan ahead, then you can now go to the second step. And the second step is to consider the direction where the tree will be falling. Okay, very, very key that you study the tree branches and the wind direction. If the wind is blowing towards the west, then it is good that you cut the tree towards the west so that you can use the direction of the wind or the force of the wind in aiding the felling as well. Maybe you're not sure of the direction of the falling. You can use an instrument known as plumb line. The plumb line will give you a guide, okay, on the direction where the tree might likely fall. Okay, aside from that, you also need to clear the path where the tree may be falling in case there are items that are there, maybe bags, people's property. You need to clear those things so that the tree does not fall on it and get those things damaged, or rather destroy the tree itself. All right, and you must also consider the angle at which the tree will fall. Okay, and that should be like 45-degree calculation. By the time you look at it at 45-degree calculation, then whatever it might be likely to fall on will have been, considered. I haven't checked the 45-degree calculation behind the tree. So that's step two, direction of the tree. So having noted the direction where the tree might likely fall, then you go to the next step, which is pruning the trunk of the tree. You know the tree has a trunk and it has branches. So before you fell a tree, you must consider pruning the branches. You prune the branch so that it does not obstruct the falling of the tree. Okay? So you prune the branch if the branch is so much, you prune it, and you prune the trunk as well if the trunk is so massive, so that the falling can be done easily. Okay, so you can also, while doing this pruning, you can work with a pulling chain from top down for safety. Okay, so this pulling chain will help in controlling the falling so that it does not just fall with the full force. All right, so you can attach a pulling chain from the top down for safety purpose as well. All right, so this is step two and step three that you need to take after you have planned ahead. So having pruned the tree and having checked the direction that it may fall, then you go to the fourth step, the cutting technique. You can now begin your cutting. But then you don't just dive into cutting, you must follow the techniques of cutting. Because if you don't follow the technique, you might likely cut wrongly. The first thing is to consider the hinge. Okay, the hinge is another tool that you can place, okay, below the tree. Okay, this string must have uniform thickness and correct dimension. So do not use hinge that one part is thicker than the other part. So by the time you want to cut the tree, you place the hinge around it and then you begin your cutting. Having done that, another technique is to place your breaking bar. So in this case, you insert this breaking bar before the tree can pinch the guide bar. So having placed your hinge that has uniform thickness, the next step is to place your breaking bar around it, and then you can now begin your cutting. However, these techniques depend on the tree size, the slope, and the chainsaw size. So these techniques is dependent on these three factors: how big the tree may be, the slope of the tree, and the size of the saw you are using. So you better choose the method that best suits your condition. All right. So this is the fourth step, cutting techniques. You have to take note of the techniques. And then we go to the fifth step, The fifth step is to check for diseases on the wood or the timber. You need to be cautious of diseases on the timber, such like discolored timber or softness of the timber itself. Okay, so if the tree has changed color, maybe it has completely turned brown, okay, and reddish, it means that it has disease. Or is soft, the tree is soft or swollen, that means the tree is already having disease. So this should be put into consideration before felling. In fact, when you have noted that the tree is discolored, it is soft, and it is swollen, it is better to quickly treat such tree before the cutting take place, so that you don't be a victim of such disease. Another way again is, having noted this disease, then you have to allow that tree to fall in its own natural direction. Okay, do not force it in your own direction, since it's already diseased. So allow the tree to fall in its own direction, and use a winch if you're not certain of the direction, of the natural direction of the tree falling. Okay, you can also consider felling a tree, felling such diseased tree with an extra high stump if the rot, now the disease now, is higher up. You can use an extra stump just to uh, avoid the disease. All right, so this is the fifth step in felling a tree, checking that it has disease or not, and then deciding the direction that the tree should fall. And then the last but not the least step is to choose the tool you want to use to fell the tree. All right, for smaller trees, you can use hand force. Okay, you can use hand force or a long pole. Okay, and you can also use a felling wedge that we mentioned earlier to help in creating felling force. Okay, but if the tree is a larger one, that is when the felling wedge can be of help. Then you can use rope and winch. This is the safest. As you can see here, the rope help in controlling the falling of the tree. Okay, and it also help when it's an extreme case. The wood is very massive, then you need to use the rope to pull and control the falling or the felling of the tree rather. All right, so these are the 6 steps involved in felling a tree. I hope you have learned something today. So we shall be doing the cutting here. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.